Hey guys, welcome back to LQ's Creations. I hope you're having a good day, a good morning, a good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. And of course, late to the party, but Happy New Year. And I hope this new year brings you lots of joy and everything else. So I am going to get right into it. I am back with another project for Spellbinders. And so what I was sent, this particular one is called the, excuse me, apologize for my notes, STC, the Poet's Garden. And so this one should be fun. I know if you're all in areas like we are where it's raining right now and it's doom and gloom, and as you can see it's kind of dark right now because the clouds are out. The sun was out for a minute, but the clouds are out. But anyway, enough of that. So I was sent some samples by Spellbinders. And so this one is going to be kind of fun. This one's flowers and things. And as you see, I have my color cubes out because I know I'm going to need some inspiration and some colors. So I'm going to play with those and see what I come up with. I've got color blocks 1 and 3. So I'm going to look in there and play with those. But anyway, the collection, I'll start with this. So it's in here. It's got about 4 or 5 different dies that are included, and the first one that I got was the Better Press, which this is the words to it, and Better Press and Glimmer. As you know, Glimmer is kind of being phased out now, and so that because your Better Press dies will be able to Better Press and of course Glimmer. So this one is called the Poet's Garden Sentiments. So in here you'll get the one that says Happy Gotcha Day, thank you. It takes the courage to grow up and turn out to be who you really are. E.E. Cummings said that. And then another one is happiness is neither virtue nor pleasure nor the thing nor that simply growth. We are happy when we are growing. This one's by W.B. Yeats. Then the next saying is art is the unceasing effort to complete with the beauty of flowers and never succeeding. And this one is Mark Cargo. I think that's his name. I apologize if I'm butchering it. And so that's the lovely dies, and you get the cutting dies with it to be able to cut the sentiments out. So there's that one. Next that I received from them is this one. Now, you know, it's lovely when you finally go through and you figure out your printer settings and this and that. So I blew this up so that I could see it. So this one is the Wild Violet and Ladybugs. And so it's going to make this lovely flower arrangement here. And then what I did was I blew it up, but for some reason my printer was just not printing this out. So I just took a simple pencil and drew over it just to give me an idea of when you don't have all the pieces in a die. And I have to admit, I was sent this, but I believe I'm missing one of the pieces, and I believe it's the ladybug. But hey, I'm still gonna make this and turn it into something really pretty arrangement for a card, and we'll go from there. So there's that one. The next one I received from them is this one. So this one is called Love in a Mist, and as you see, it's going to make this lovely flower arrangement here. And so it's just gorgeous. Yeah, it's going to be, and I think it looks like it's going to do like 3D flowers. And so yet again, I printed it down and just took a pencil, traced over it just to let me know how many dies are in it. And this, what's good about Spellbinders is when you go into an item and let's say it's got like 15 plus pieces to it and you're just not certain, you can go into the product image on Spellbinders website, find it. Sometimes you may have to go through about 3 pictures of inspiration before you get to the actual layout of the dies. And if you want to, you know, set your sheet up, you know, a certain way, or, you know, just, you know, like in my case, I get sent samples, so, you know, not really sure how it's going to be with this or how it'll be on the packaging, and this is usually how they have it. So doing that, will be able to help you, but also to just to get, like in this case, an inspiration of how an image should look, you know, and things like that. They are great for doing that. And so here are the pieces, and as you see, I just taped them on to piece paper because I'm just been used to work things on a bigger scale, so that's what I do. So there's that one, and this was called Loved in a Mist. So that's going to be really fun to play with. Our next one that I got in a receipt from them is this one. So it's going to make this lovely flower arrangement here. And so it's, this one is called, I think it's Clement's Poet. And there are 7 cutting dies in this one. Again, just took my printer, printed it down, took a pencil, traced over it just so I would know, you know, all the dies that are included in there. And then here's the dies. So I am going to take these and, you know, look at the color cues, try to figure out some color, you know, variations and things I want to use, and get to picking out something here and some papers. And as I always say, get your groove on. Okay, as you can see, I had fun choosing and, you know, things like that. I have to admit, what helped me this time was the color block cube, as you can see, from Sarah Renee Clark. And so these are a great investment, I have to admit. You know, it was just one of the best things that I could just purchase. Didn't think I'd ever need one, but just the coolest system how it's come out. I will have a link in the description below for you to check them out. And I've also talked about this a little bit more in depth in a previous video. So definitely check it out. But anyway, let me go ahead and put this off to the side. So the reveal is the first one I'm going to start with is this one. So I pulled out my card. As you can see, that was my inspiration. Apologies, I just got done taking photographs of the cards so I could post them. But anyway, so this is how this lovely card came to be about. Just absolutely gorgeous. Stuck within. I was really proud of myself. I stuck within just about all the colors here, or you know, just close to it. So what I ended up using from the color swatch itself, I used Merlette, Dahlia, Blush, and Rainforest. And that's how this little came to be about. Then I, for the sentiment on here, I used sentiments from the Poet's Garden sentiments, but I used for the inside of it. For the front of it, I came in with my favorite one, which is this one. For Life's Moments sentiment, use that one and just had, you know, just picking sentiments from there. What I did was on a one day just to say, no, I'm just going to stamp, ink, cut a bunch of them, and pick the one I like and use. So this is mine. I use quite a lot, as you can see, but it just covers everything. So I chose Happy Birthday. Back this on. Now for the embossing folder, I have to admit, I love Spellbinders 3D folders, and anytime they come up with just about a new one, I pretty much grab it up if it's something I really like. So I saw this one a little while back, and it's called Soaring, and wasn't really sure what I was going to use it for. I mean, as you know, these backgrounds can be used for just about anything. So I saw this, I said, you know I'm going to end up using it, so I'm just going to get it. So that's what I did. So in my stash, but it has just this lovely one where look at the birds are coming up off the paper and stuff. And so that's what I did for the background here. And just went to town. This particular color is, I believe, it's either coral or it's Bellini. I think it looks like it's coral. And chose that and just use that as the background. Again, trying to stay within coming off of here, the color family. And then on the inside, I chose this statement from the Poet's Garden Sentiments. It takes courage to grow up and turn out to be who you really are. E.E. Cummings. And isn't that the truth? For my Better Press ink, I went into my inks and I chose this color, Hydrangea. So I just put it on there, stamped this, and then again use Alabaster, and then just backed it on my normal favorite color, Silver Metallic. And that's how this card came to be about. So this one's ready to go to send for it. Need a birthday. And as you know, with it being January, it's a bunch of birthdays I have this month. So there's that. And so that's how that lovely card. And I used this one here from the color cube. I just thought the colors were just really gorgeous. And kind of colors I wouldn't use, which are particularly this deep Merlette. Now I have to admit, I like pinks. Don't get me wrong. I've never been a real big pink girl. Lately here I've been getting into my more girly colors, as you see with my nails. But yeah, so that's how this one. So card number 2 is this one. So how this happened to come along, again, use the color cube and did that. But I also went into my stash and did pulled a color from there because I wanted something a little bit darker to kind of kind of calm it down, because two, as you see, it's a very colorful flower arrangement in here with the darker color. Still darker color paper, but I just think it stands up or off a little bit better. I'll get to how I made the ladybug in just a little bit, but for the embossing image, yet again, another 3D folder is this one. So this one is called Norwegian rose mailing. And so I just thought this was just a really pretty design from one of their 3D folders, and just got it and decided to use it. It's funny how it has the little ladybug down there at the bottom there. And so use that one on this. And so just picked a color. I pulled this one from my stash. And so put that, again, from the For Life's Moment sentiment, the word thank you on there, and glued that. Now, back to the butterfly. That little guy came together actually quite easy. So I ended up using this particular die. What I did was I cut it out a bunch of poppy red, and then I took a Sharpie and colored the body, and then took another pen and just put the little dots on there to represent the wings of the ladybug. And that's how I came up with that ladybug. And then just put some gems in the center, and I think that this little card just came together just perfect. And so when you turn on the inside, the statement I use for this one is, art is the unceasing effort to compete with the beauty of flowers and never succeeding. Mark Cargill, I think that's how you say it, and I apologize if I'm butchering his name. Took, of course, back in an alabaster, and then just the same color green that I used on the front, decided to use on the inside here just to pull it together. And that's how this little sweet card came to be about. Yeah, just simply, and I used hot glue to pop up the, to glue the flowers and stuff, because these, of course, these are ones that need to be popped up, or they're meant to be popped up, and just, yeah, went to town on that. So there's that one. So that's card number 2. And, oh, and again, the colors I use are mulberry, blush, fern, rainforest, and poppy. So there's how that came to be, and of course white and alabaster. So yes, so that's card number 2. Oh, and for the ink inside for the Better Press, I came in with this one, which is mulberry. So as you can see, I was staying within the color family. Of course, isn't that interesting how mulberry looks? You know, each can be different. This one is a slight darker purple, but it's still in the purple family. So yeah, there you go. So that's how card number 2 came to be about. Card number 3 is this one. So for this one, if you can remember, there were 2 cards I picked. So I actually ended up using 2 of the color cube cards on this one. Pulling from, because purple is one of my favorite colors, but I liked the purples in this one and this one. And as you see, they're kind of the same. And so I stuck with that. And then stayed within that color family. And then just pulled other colors. Now, I would not have thought, don't get me wrong, I like orange, but I don't know if I really would have used orange in my flower. Just being honest. So pulled from the color swatch from Spellbinders. So for this card, I use violet, lavender, carrot, blush, and rainforest. To age up the leaves, I use from Altenew the Ceiling Amber, and just kind of, you know, open it up and then just kind of took it along the leaves there, and then, you know, kind of aged them out in certain places. And then just took a pen to kind of give it, you know, a little definition on both. I took a white gel pen here along the veins of the flowers to kind of make them stand out a little bit and stuff like that. And then for the last moments, just took just a note. For the background, I ended up using this 3D folder, which was this one. Line corners. And this was, I didn't think I was actually going to like this, because when I first looked, I was like, that's a simple one. And it can represent sand, but it can be used for really anything. So I have used this a few times. So just a really cool and 3D embossing folder to give you just some kind of a background. I took, on this particular one, I took ink, and I have to apologize. It was buttercream, that's right, from Altenew, and just, you know, streaked it along on the raised part of this, and then I just simply ran it through my machine a few times, and that's how I came up with that color. So that was the other color that I used as an inspiration, just kind of stay within, just to give a little hint of color and stuff like that. And then of course backed it on my favorite silver. And so on the inside for this one, I used, for my Better Press ink, I used Leaf. So I stayed within the green. So that was my green that I pulled from to use for the ink. And so this one says, happiness is neither virtue nor pleasure, nor this thing nor that, but simply growth. We are happy when we are growing. W.B. Yeats. And then of course backed on alabaster and silver metallic, and there's this card. So these were really fun. I have to admit, I'm proud of myself that I went out of my comfort zone for these, and you know, just decided to go with colors that I wouldn't use, pulling from, you know, inspiration from the color cube for these. And so I want to say thank you to Spellbinders for just sending me these lovely cards, or lovely dies to play with, and beautiful collection. And everything for playing with. And I apologize, I'm forgetting her name. Oh wow, and I apologize. Like I said, I'm bad with names. So that's how these lovely 3 cards came to be about. And so again, I want to say thank you to Spellbinders for sending me these lovely dies to play with. Again, I'll have a link in the description box for the color cube. I want to wish everybody a happy 2026. Hopefully this year is filled with a lot of crafting fun, as well as just other life's moment, you know, wonderful life's moments. And so on that note, I am going to say Happy New Year, and I will catch you in the next one.